show how to embed Python scripts into our VideoPipe application. This can be very convenient for sort of quickly configuring and prototyping within video pipelines. So right here I have open an application with a camera source, an object detection module for finding my face, thresholding module connected to the video source, and a multiplexer module that's connected to the video source and the thresholding output. What I want to do is I want to make a Python script that takes in the detected faces, uses the first face and uses the Y value, basically the vertical position of the face, to threshold the image, and the X value, or the horizontal position of the face, to select between those two input sources. So here I have opened a script called test.py, and this is a skeleton of what is needed as a Python script to be a module within the VideoPipe. It has three important methods. One is called getSyncPathNames, and that one defines the names and the number of inputs to our module, and we just have one input called faces. It has the method called getSourcePathNames, and that one defines the output, the outputs from our module, and we will have two, one called multi and another called thresh. And then the most important method called processSignals, and this method basically is called on every update by the VideoPipe application, and it passes the input signals in through this object, and we can provide output signals through this object. Both of these objects are hash maps, mapping from the names of the sync paths and source paths to objects. So the first thing that we can do here is we can retrieve the faces from the in signals, like so. We don't want to do anything if we have less than one face, so we do a check here. If faces.size greater than 0, proceed. So the first thing we do is we take out here, we just provide our, we can provide the thresholding value right away. So we can type here out signals dot put thresh faces that get, no, so actually I have to create a scalar object, sorry, scalar faces that get 0 dot y. So now I just created a scalar object that takes the y value of my face, and I passed it out as the thresholding value. Then I want to create basically a string that contains the number 0 or 1 depending on whether whether the horizontal position of my face is to the left or to the right. So what I do is I create this variable called multi, and it's going to be faces.get 0, so the first phase in the list, .x. I divide it by the width of my image, which is 320, and make that a double value right now, and then I cast it as an int, or change it into an int, sorry. So this is going to round this division out to either 0 or 1, and now I just change that into a string value. And finally I can put it into my out signals structure, the value multi. Excellent. So this script is ready. Now I go back to the VideoPipe application and I add it through this drop-down menu right here. The reason why I find it in this drop-down menu is that the script is stored in a default location. That's my user directory, documents, VideoPipe scripts. So I add it like this. And we can see that it has one input called faces and two inputs called multi and object. So I'll start by connecting the object detection module, which then goes into my script. And now I can take the thresholding output and pass it to the thresholding module. And we can see that the Y value of my face position now changes the thresholding value. And then I take the multi signal and I pass it to the input of the multiplexer. So now the X value of my face switches between those two inputs, as we can see right here. So moving up and down changes the threshold value, moving left and right changes the input source to the multiplexer. So that's a good example of how to use a script within the VideoPipe application.